Galera, os cortes do SEEEL estão saindo agora, o programa vai ser legendado e os cortes também vão ser legendados, mas esses aqui a gente vai soltar 100% em inglês pra vocês acompanharem logo, mas muito em breve vai ter legenda tanto aqui nos cortes quanto no programa na íntegra, beleza? Curte aí. Let's talk about the final in this moment, because all the people here in Brazil looks to the final and thinks Pain Gaming have the great advantage in this matchup here. You guys know about that. Pain Gaming arrives in the final as a favorite, but I think you guys can have a better games against Pain, because you say it's more close than everyone thinks. I'm casting the games and seeing all the games. I see one or two games they are more close, but the other two have a lot of advantage for Pain Gaming. And I want to ask you, you think you guys have underperformed in the finals?
I think both teams underperformed.
Both teams?
I mean, for sure. If Pain played like they did today against PSG, they had a fantastic game, by the way. Really well done.
Game, yeah.
Much, much better game. If they played like they did today, we should have got 3-0 and it shouldn't have been close. It would have been very one-sided. And that's what people don't understand. Just because we lost, it doesn't mean I'm wrong. Both teams played fucking terribly.
Fucking terrible?
Fucking
or
terrible.
A little underperformance?
No. Both teams played fucking bad, guys.
Okay.
And if you have eyes, you should see that.
Fucking terrible.
Fucking terrible.
Okay.
Really,
okay.
that's the truth. Compared to the top game. Compare our game against Pain versus our regular split game. There's 13,000 people in front of the crowd. You're not going to play normally, guys.
As you should,
right?
But
and
you should.
You should, but you're not going to. That's the reality. And it's the first time for all 5 players to have played, and actually Prodelta played in finals, so that's not true. But it's the first time for 4 or 5 players to have played on a big stage. Dismas didn't go anywhere near a final, right? Smiley never played. Smiley won during Corona years as well. Yeah. And LFL don't have huge crowds unless you're in K-Corp. So the 4 of them had to play in front of a very, very big crowd. There's a lot of noise. There's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
It's going to be different. And so I think that our team definitely underperformed. Without a doubt, we didn't play our game. And I think that Pain was one of the main teams where we definitely struggled to play our game against, because they have a very oppressive laning phrase, especially in the bot side of the map.
Yeah.
And Prodelta was put in a situation where he's our captain of the team, you know? So he is leading us inside the game. He has to think about what everyone needs to do, but also his own gameplay. And I think that he struggled a little bit to find this balance. He over-focused on the team and he was a little slow to move. And so I think that we definitely played a worse game. But here's another thing. In your opinion, what is the job of a coach?
It's a lot of jobs. It's not easy to say, to put that in words, but I don't think a coach must to teach the players how to play League of Legends. The first of all, in my vision, I think a coach needs to see the qualities of each of the players and use that qualities in the most perfect level. What pieces I have in the table to use and how I use these pieces. I don't know. I don't think you need to tell them how they play. You need to do that here. You go there in that moment. I think it's a game. It's a game decision, because the game changes all the time. When a team plays with a playbook, in the minute 3 you do that. In the minute 5 you do that. When something goes wrong, everything is fucked up. So I don't think a coach needs to tell them how to play, but a coach needs to know how to use the players.
I think the truth is, in coaching, it depends on the team that you're in, right? But it also depends on the game that you're playing. For example, in football and in CSGO, in CS2, how you play is actually like influenced a lot more by the coach than other games. Why? Because in CS2, you're in the stage with your players. You can give them instructions between the games. You can pause.
Yeah.
And football is the same, right? You can exchange plays. You can tell them feedback. But when they play, they can't hear me.
Yeah.
So everything after the draft, they need to execute, right? So I think it depends on the team. But given the community expectation, the team expectation, the KEYD management expectation, and my salary, right? I think it's kind of common sense that I also teach them the game. Like if people think that they brought me here to just, I don't know, draft or something, they can find 10 people, you know?
We don't have a good drafters here in Brazil.
That's not true. I don't agree. I think, but much cheaper and many more people. So the fact is, okay, I think that our draft was not perfect, but I think our main problem was gameplay in the finals. I do think that we underperformed. I think Payne massively underperformed too, and I'll talk about that in a second. But more importantly, if my team plays bad, that's also my responsibility.
Absolutely.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's kind of just stating facts and, you know, spitting up in the air and making it land on me, you know? It's just a fact. And if people can't see that, well, that's their problem, right? I think that's their problem. So what I was trying to say, I made a video about the finals, the review, and what I was trying to say in that video, which was heavily criticized by the community, is here's how Payne wants to play. Here's how we want to play. Here's what Payne need to do, in my opinion, to do better at Worlds, to change the way they play. So whether or not they want to listen is up to them. But what I will say is after the Payne finals, after we lost, I went and shook Zero's hand, talked to Titan, talked to Zero, and I told them what I think. And I think they somewhat agree. So I think this is an important point to think about. But yeah, I definitely think that KEYD really, really underperformed compared to what we were able to do. For example, game 3 in the Kalista game, we are up, I think, 8 kills to 2. We're up 5K gold. We have Vi, Kalista, Alistar into Ziggs, Smolder. It's Ziggs, Smolder. So we have a lot of engage into a poke comp. So if we just go in, they die when we're this ahead. And Smolder had no flash. It's Drake 2. Go watch it, guys, if you want to watch in game 3. And we're sitting there flipping the dragon with Kalista. Vi can just Q ult and we can just go and we can kill them. But what happens? Well, we are 8 kills to 2 and the game goes to 40 minutes and an Elder Drake, right? So you can't tell me that both teams are playing optimally. So these are the things that Brazil has to fix in order to do better.